attention away from what you're reading. Let me see. It's verses 1 and 2, chapter 6, and then verses 1 and 2 of chapter 7 had began to be like a movie to me. Is there anybody in here? Watch this. And while I had began to get caught up in the excitement of the movie, a commercial breaks in. While the movie had began to get good, a commercial breaks in. And you know how it is when you're in the process of watching a movie on television and the movie is really getting good to you and it's really beginning to get excited, and just as you're at the edge of your seat and you want to know what's getting ready to happen, it goes to a commercial. Wait a minute. What does a commercial have to do with this text? It's very simple, because anytime you find a movie on television, just as it starts to catch your attention real good, it moves to commercial break. Watch this. In verse 1 and 2, Elijah is sharing a word concerning the blessing of food in the land of Samaria. But in verse 3, we have been introduced to some lepers. Wait a minute. Some lepers, brethren, in the midst of this text. Watch this. In verse 2, Elijah had began sharing and telling the people that because of your doubt, you will see the blessing, but you will not be able to take part of the blessing. But in verse 3, we're introduced to 4 lepers. Do I have a witness in here? Who essentially feel as though, here we go, they feel as though if we stay where we are, we will die, and so we refuse to die right here. Let me share my premise with you. Then I promise you 10 minutes and I'm out of here. Here is my premise. I hate commercials.
All right.
I despise commercials. I despise commercials because in the middle of a good movie, sometimes there are some commercials that take away from the movie. But watch this. Sometimes, my brothers and sisters, there are some commercials that come on, and if I pay attention to them, they can benefit me more than the movie that I'm watching. Oh, I wish I had a witness in this house. Sometimes a commercial can come on and it can help me more than the movie that I'm currently engaged in. That's a word for somebody, because your life has become a movie. Your life has become a soap opera. Your life has become so outrageously depressing even to you that you have begun to tell the Lord to come and take you away from here. But the problem is that while you are so focused on the movie of your life, you are missing the commercial Elisha says. Elisha says to them in verse 2 that you will see the blessing, but you will not be able to take part of the blessing. Immediately in verse 3, the focus changes from Elisha's dialogue to the dialogue between 4 lepers.
All right. Come on.
Now, when you look at the 4 lepers, watch the posture in the text of the lepers. The text says that they were sitting, in verse 3, you there? They were sitting at the gate of the city. And there, they were waiting to die.
That's right.
Now, I need you to see this because they were lepers.
Right.
I shared with you sometime before that leprosy was a deadly disease. Y'all remember that?
Yes.
If you had leprosy, a person had leprosy, then you could not be around ordinary people. Do I have a witness in here? When a person had leprosy, they were automatically an embarrassment to themselves because they were required to stay away from everybody else in the community. If they were walking down the street and someone was coming down the same side, they had to move to the other side of the road. And when they got within 150 feet of the people, they had to yell out, "I am a leper." But the ironic part of this is in verse 4, we found out that they are not sitting and dying because of their leprosy, but they are dying because they have nothing to eat. Do I have a witness in here? And my brothers and sisters, I just believe that they were sitting and listening to the conversation that Elisha was having. Yeah, and they heard about the food that would exist in Samaria. Do I have a witness in here? They looked at one another, and the first thing that we see is continuity. One of the problems in the church, and I'm going to stop right here for a moment, because one of the problems in the church is simply the fact that we are simply not together. The reason that we're not together a lot of the time is because everybody has their own agenda and nobody's focused on what the Lord wants. We've got to learn how to walk in continuity. The scripture says the family that prays together. Well, stay together. The text says they began to have a dialogue with one another.
Yes, sir.
They said to one another, "If we stay here, we're going to die. Shall we go? If we go to the city, there's a famine there, and we will still die." And so we may as well go and surrender to the Arabian army. Because